What is up, everybody? The Hockey Talk here, and welcome to our very first video. Our two hosts are me, myself, Mason, and our co-host,
Finn.
And we're going to be talking about many different aspects of hockey. We're going to be talking about the NHL, all 32 teams. We're also going to be talking about local sports. We're from Winnipeg, so we're going to be talking about the ice, the MJHL, all that good stuff. But today we're going to start with some news around the league. Finn, what do you got for us?
Well, they're saying James Neal, had a 4-goal night. They're saying it's a rebirth for his career with the Oilers. Pavelski is still adjusting to the Stars systems and getting out of his comfort zone. Sherry is now week to week for the Sabres. And the Hurricanes are continuing their dominance over the Eastern Conference, along with the Boston Bruins.
To get back to that James Neal thing, didn't he have like 7 goals last year?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he had 7 goals in like 70 games.
He has 6 this year.
And he already has 6.
Yeah, he had
It's that
4
McDavid
yesterday.
That's what happens when you play in the power play with Connor McDavid.
Last year he had 7 goals. Yeah, he's almost matched his total.
Who do you play? He
Played for the Calgary
Flames,
like 63 games.
Third line?
I'm pretty sure they started him at the top and then
Really?
went down. Yeah, he just went down.
I think his shooting percentage was like 5%.
Well, let's see.
You have that on there?
Yeah, it was 5%. 5 on the dot. But they had him playing center.
With...
I don't know, but it says his face-off percentage was...
Sorry about that, folks.
His face-off percentage was 45.5.
I mean...
He might have played center on the penalty kill and all that.
That reminds me of a guy, a very special man to my heart of Winnipeg. He goes by the name of Jim Slater. One of the best face-off guys that I've ever seen. The Jets. I mean, the Jets sucked really bad back then.
The GST line, Glass, Slater, Thorburn.
All those guys are out of the league now. But Thorburn is a Stanley Cup champion. Just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, that's one of the best stories from last year, probably.
Right there. Did he even play a playoff game?
No, but he got his name on the cup.
Which is pretty crazy, but we're going to see now where all those guys are playing, because it's been I've heard of, but I think Slater's playing in Europe.
Jim Slater's in the NLA with Freiburg. That's the last team he played for in the National League in Switzerland.
What are his stats like?
31 points in 48 games.
Dang.
I'm pretty sure Thorburn...
Is he still playing in the A, or is he retired? He played in the A last year with, what was their team? The Rampage, San Antonio Rampage, I believe. Something like that.
He is in... I'm pretty sure he's unsigned right now, I'm pretty sure.
So he's a free agent? He's probably going to call it a career. No, he really wants Thorburn. What about Tanner Glass?
Tanner Glass retired.
He did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the season so far. We've got a couple of defeated teams. We got the Carolina Hurricanes. We got the Edmonton Oilers, the Anaheim Ducks, the Boston Bruins, the New York Rangers, and the Colorado Avalanche. Any of those teams surprise you as being undefeated right now? I'll tell you who surprises me.
Not really. I mean, Edmonton, I kind of think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I do.
Especially if Needle can stay hot like he's been.
I do see them struggling a little bit with Adam Larson out, but besides that, they'll be fine. To me, Carolina being undefeated in a Metro, that is going to be like 8 teams battling.
I think, well, we have Carolina winning the Metro. You can check out our Instagram at @thehockey_talk, where we have predictions. We post all the news as soon as it comes out. You can just go follow us there. We also have 2 other accounts that you can follow. Winnipeg Jets, that's WPG Jets _talk, and Winnipeg Ice, which is WPG Ice _talk, where we post all the Jet stuff and all the Ice stuff. But a team that surprises me that's undefeated right now. Now, I know it's so early, and these guys only played like 3 or 4 games. But I didn't think Anaheim would be having the season like they're having so far. Things are really working. I mean, yeah, they just beat Detroit, which is like,
I'm pretty sure Detroit was undefeated up until that point. Yeah, they were.
Well, I mean, and it was a 3-1 game. But John Gibson's Vezina candidate for me. I think he'll. I mean,
if they make the playoffs, he's gonna take it.
Who's so like their top guys are still Getzlaff, Raquel,
Koshe, Lindholm, Silverberg, and this guy named Derek Grant, this young centerman.
Is Comtois playing with them right now, or is he still in the AHL?
I don't think Comtois made the team, no. Troy Terry is up.
When they were talking about Line A trade offers, I would have loved Comtois on our team.
I would have rather Andre Kasha. But, yeah.
We also want a defenseman. Like,
leading the Ducks in points is Hampus Lindholm, the defenseman.
he's good. He's young, too. I think he's like 25.
Yeah, he's got a bright career ahead of him. I don't know. I think the most shocking is... most shocking thing to me is how bad San Jose's doing.
I was about to say, let's talk about the dumpster fire of San Jose. 0-4.
You have allowed more shorthanded goals than you have scored normal goals.
A 5-2 loss to the Predators. I mean, they're minus 12.
Is all hell breaking loose in San Jose?
It's a little bit early, but I mean, if they don't turn things around,
this is their worst start since the 90s. You got to think in the 90s they set the record for the worst NHL season of all time.
This was a team that could have been considered a Stanley Cup contender.
Well, you look on paper, down
Erik Karlsson,
yeah,
Logan Couture, who's one of the best playoff guys, and he's
Brent Burns,
Burns,
Tomas Hertl.
They traded away Braun.
They lost a lot of their depth guys like Donskoy, Braun.
Martin Jones is off to a rough start. He was never really like a solid goalie. Like last year, I think his save percent was still in the 800s.
Well,
during the season,
to me, he's not a starter. I think they should have picked up someone who's a little.
And Aaron Dell is not a good backup either.
No, but not well known. But they could have got a decent tandem. You know, they could have picked up Louis Domingue. They could have tried to sign Curtis McElhaney.
And they could have signed Brossoit too. He was a free agent after the year.
LB, you know, he's probably gonna end up being a starter for the Jets this season.
Although Hellebuyck did have a really good game last night against the Penguins. I'm pretty sure we got outshot something like 14-2 in the third period against the Pens last night.
The problem with Hellebuyck is how inconsistent he is, and it's kind of annoying when you have a goalie of that caliber. He could be a Vezina candidate if healthy and, you know, consistent, but
if he has a year like what was it, 2017-18?
I think it was Vasilevsky, him,
and Rene.
Oh yeah, Rene won it.
And Hellebuyck finished second in voting that year actually.
Yeah.
But last year who won it last year? Vasilevsky. Although I feel like it should have been Bishop. In my opinion.
I mean, I'm all for Vasi, but I think Robin Lehner.
Oh yeah.
Should have won it.
He's with Chicago now, who is 0-1. They only played one game.
Yeah, but Chicago also did not play him, and he's better than Corey Crawford. Corey Crawford's just...
He's getting old.
He's old and slow.
And you can see it. Now let's, nothing else really. It's a little bit too early for the standings and all that. But, let's talk about some awards. Predictions. Let's start with the Hart. Who do you have winning the Hart? Last season it was Kucherov.
I know. I bragged about that very much.
He did.
I'm going to go either McJesus or Nate Mack.
McKinnon or McDavid. I'm going to go with...
My dark horse is Leon Draisaitl.
I'm going to say McDavid wins it. Dark horse... You know my dark horse is gonna be? It could be biased, but I've seen, and this first line is going insane of Laine, Scheifele, and Wheeler, and Scheifele's coming off a 3-assist night, and I think he has a shot at it. What do you think about Scheifele? No?
I just think in the Central, it's not gonna be someone from the Central. It might be Patrick Kane. He's the only one I could see doing it in the Central. But who is your biggest, who's the biggest surprise with points this season so far?
James Neal. Then again, he got 4 of those. You know what? Mika Zibanejad. He had 8 points in 2 games.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
This is a kind of a weird start to the season. You got a bunch of guys scoring 4 goals a game. You know, Mantha scored 4 in a game. Neal scored 4 in a game.
Mantha beat was it the Stars by himself? He had all 4 goals.
He had all 4 goals. And Neil pretty much beat who they just play. The Islanders, because I think the Islanders only have 2 goals.
Yeah.
I think Draisaitl got the 5th. I don't know. Next up, Norris. Who's winning the Norris?
You know, if they took defense into
Neil Pionk?
Well, I mean, if it wasn't just about the offense ability like it has been lately, except, the exception to Mark Giordano, I'd put a shot in the dark, say, someone like, well, not Ryan McDonough, but someone of that ability defensively.
You know who I have?
Who?
Comeback season. Bad year last year. Bad team. Just scored an overtime winner against the Flames. Drew Doughty.
I could see that. I have him in fantasy, and you better pick it the hell up, or I'm going to lose my mind. Got me some fantasy points, so I didn't put him on the bench last night.
Yeah, he was a late pick in a lot of drafts, though.
Who's your dark horse for the Norris?
I'm not going to be biased this time. I'm not going to say a Jet, although I'd love to say Pionk. But, dark horse? I don't know if this is really a dark horse, but I'm going to go with Miro Heiskanen. Dallas.
I'm going with Dougie Hamilton of the Carolina Hurricanes. I think he's going to have a beast of a year.
I got him on one of my fantasy teams.
And I could see someone like Jacob Slavin getting a little more recognition this year. I mean, he did have...
Did he score the overtime winner against
Tampa? Yeah, it was against Tampa, but they dominated that whole game. Tampa only ended the game with like 13 or 14 shots.
Yeah. Let's go to Vezina. Who's going to be the best goalie in the NHL?
Not Bobrovsky after the night he had against Carolina. That's a little embarrassing. I'm going to go with shot in the dark here.
Okay.
If they keep playing the way they are, Peter Mrazek's going to be a nominee.
Peter Mrazek?
If they keep playing the way they're playing, they are beating the crap out of every team I've seen them play. But if I'm going true here, I think it's going to be Holtby, Vasilevsky, and Ben Bishop again. I think Ben Bishop and Vasilevsky are going to return, and I don't think Bob gets in or Lane or.
Well, if we're picking 3 here, I'm going to go with my boy. He had a rough preseason, very rough preseason, but I like the way he started. Carter Hart of the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm going to agree with Peter Mrazek. I'm not going to have Vasilevsky in there, but I'm going to also say Ben Bishop. So those are my 3, and out of those 3, Ben Bishop wins it this year. I think Dallas is going to be a good team.
I don't know.
Although, I don't think Pavelski fits with that team.
Corey Perry, has he even played with them yet?
I don't know.
I haven't heard his name once, but...
Pavelski's, making $7 million or something like that?
He's making too much money for what he's doing right now.
I don't think he has a point. Maybe an assist.
But the biggest shock to me on that team is Rupe Hintz.
Yeah. Didn't he have two goals last night?
I have no clue, but he showed up in the playoffs last year. That's when I found out about him, because he was the only one playing in that Game 7, it seemed.
He's young, too. Dallas is good. I like Dallas. Calder, Rookie of the Year. Who wins it?
Not Jack Hughes or Capo Caco.
Oh.
It's going to be Cale Makar.
Okay.
Or, this is going to make you happy, Ville Heinola. He has 3 points in 4 games.
Let me point out. You look at every single player from that draft. Who has the most points? Ville Heinola. Just thought I'd mention. I know he's played the most games out of all those guys. The Jets' defense is looking rough. But if Ville plays like how he's been playing, and Pionk and Morrissey's going to be back. I mean, we beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1.
Yeah, but they're Malkin-less.
But we're Morrissey-less. And Bufflin-less.
Yeah, but Bufflin, the rumor is he's going to retire. He didn't play hockey once all summer.
He's getting up there in the LBs probably, and he's just going to want to fish and drink beer in the Minnesota lakes.
I don't think so. I think he's going to stay here, actually.
In Winnipeg?
Live here. I don't mean play here. Because he's here.
He's
not playing hockey and he's here. He's been at Earl's. People have seen him fishing on the Red and stuff.
Of course he's fishing.
He's just been having a... I think he's going to live here. It's exactly like Minnesota.
It is.
Except,
Canadian.
It's Canadian and it's a bit more of a shithole, pardon my language.
And more of a hockey town, too.
I don't know. Hockey state. They're a little crazy in Minnesota about hockey.
So is Winnipeg. Winnipeg's nuts.
Yeah, but Winnipeg is literally lives and breathes every sport they have. Even the Gold Eyes, who aren't even a professional, I think it's...
They're not even affiliated with...
Yeah, they're not affiliated with any professional league. They're selling out games and...
I think we have the second or third highest attendance in that league.
Yeah, and then we also have the Winnipeg Blue Bombers of the CFL who get an unbelievable attendance when they're good because, they're struggling lately.
We still get 28,000 people per game there.
And then we got the Jets, the Pride.
Sold out every game.
Oh,
win or lose still. Like we could be
the worst team in the league and it'll sell out. We're just happy to have a team back. Pardon me.
But I'm not giving up on the season for the Jets.
I think they're gonna make playoffs. I think they're gonna be a
playoffs.
wild card team and they're gonna knock out a top team.
I think they're gonna be wild card too. Like I think they're gonna be 5 teams. Does that make sense? Yeah, 5 teams from the Central that make it to the playoffs and just 3 from the Pacific. I think the Blues and the Jets are both going to be wildcard teams.
The Blues are looking a little rough to start the season. To be honest, I did not like the way they've played their last few games. But, I mean, they lost Patrick Maroon, who's the GOAT, we all know. Signs a under $1 million contract in Tampa.
Yeah. And they get Shattenkirk.
And then they get Shattenkirk. And this team's looking a little rough, too. Tampa's...
Yeah, they are.
I mean, the goaltending doesn't look rough. It's the...
They score, though.
It looks like they're not trying.
That's true.
They're still scoring 4 goals.
They probably think, everybody thinks we're going to win the Stanley Cup. We probably are, but whatever. Anyway, back on topic. My Calder prediction. I've been a fan of this guy the whole time. The fan over here hasn't, but he's had a rough start. But, he's played 2 games. I think Jack Hughes is going to get it. He doesn't agree with me at all on that one.
No.
But I think Jack Hughes is going to win it. I know it was preseason, but he looked unreal playing with Taylor Hall. Oh,
I think Taylor Hall is going to get hurt again. He's already been hurt a little bit. That's not good. I love Taylor Hall. I loved him in Edmonton.
My dark horse is also the Ville Heinola. Because he's getting top 4 minutes with the Jets. And, the Jets are a good team. He puts pucks on net. Like last game, things are going to go in. Not really a big one here, but who's going to win Lady Byng?
I don't even know what that's for, I'm going to be honest.
It's like...
Gentleman?
Yeah.
Barkov again.
I think Barkov's going to win it, too.
The Selke's going to Barkov.
I agree with that. Coach of the Year? Jack Adams Award.
Rod Brendamore of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Barry Trotz is still an Islander here. I think Mike Sullivan's going to get fired at some point. I think Paul Maurice is also going to get fired at some point this year.
I think John Cooper's on the hot seat.
Really? If they get 30 losses this year, he's gone. Because that's a team. If Barry Trotz is coaching the Tampa Bay Lightning, that's going to be a record, insane record. Imagine Barry Trotz being the Tampa Bay Lightning.
If Barry Trotz coached the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think they would win 70 games. I'm dead serious when I say it's not even being biased. I think with that roster, you got Kucherov, Stamkos, Point. Tyler Johnson could put up points. Andre Palat has never had a healthy season, so we've really not seen much from him except for his rookie season, which was very good. Yanni Gourde, 30-goal scorer at one point. And Carter, I think it's Verhage, I don't know how to say that name, but 26-year-old, led the AHL in points last season. Looks okay. Back on topic.
Art Ross, high score. Who's going to get the most points this season?
Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah. I'm going to go with McDavid.
They're the 2 best players.
115. I'm going to predict he's going to get this year. Maurice Richard, who's scoring the most goals. It's going to be Ovi. Ovi's off to a rough start. I don't think he scored.
If it's Ovechkin, I won't be shocked if it's Ovechkin, but here's my shot out of the dark. It's going to be Leon Draisaitl with around 48 goals. I don't think anyone's going to get 50.
Nobody's going to get 50?
No.
Not Patty?
I think Patrick Line is going to get more assists and goals this year.
I think he's going to have 40 goals, 60 assists. Oh, that's 100 points.
He's not going to get 100 points. You realize that as soon as you said that.
Yeah, I think he'll get 35 goals this year.
I think he'll get 70 points.
I think Line already has 5 assists. That first line, see what happens? That comment that Line made about how he should be on the first line, everybody knows that. He's really backing it up. They put him on the first line.
It's about time.
They put him on the first line.
You can back something up.
And Wheeler is playing like the worst player on that line, and he's still playing good. Shifley had 3 assists last game. Line had
Blake
3 assists
Wheeler,
last
if
game.
he keeps doing a shoot first mentality, he's going to get 40 goals.
I know. I noticed that in the first game of the season, especially on the power play where he always does that cross ice to Line. He's shooting that 80% more than what he used to. Is that all for awards?
Yeah, now go to the standings. This is going to be a weird one here.
What are we going to predict our standings?
Yeah, well, on the Instagram, it might be a little different from the Instagram post since the season already started a little bit there.
Let's start with Eastern. What do you got? I mean, Metropolitan.
Let's go with straight up about Carolina, Washington, and the Philadelphia Flyers.
Top 3?
Yeah, that's the top 3.
Okay. And then what do you got?
So I don't have. I think the wild card. There's gonna be one wild card over there. It's either gonna be Pittsburgh or New York Islanders. I don't think the Rangers or Devils. The Devils look like they don't even want to play hockey at this
True.
point. They look terrible.
Especially that they got smoked by the Sabres and they blew a 4-0?
It was a 4-0 lead when we were at the ice game. We didn't even get to watch that game.
I know. Yeah, we were at the ice game. The Ice lost 7-0.
Yeah, it was first Winnipeg ice game he takes me to on.
And the game after that, they lost 4-0 to the Vancouver Giants.
It's just been rough.
It's been rough for the Ice.
But
They went off to a good start. They were like 3-1-1.
another 3-3-1.
Now they're 3-3-1.
But I think so. We go to the what's yours? Because I got my 4.
Metro, Carolina's winning it. And then I got Washington 2. I have the Flyers 3.
So same as me.
Yeah, so far. Wild card though, so I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna have the Rangers in there. They look like good teams. They look really good. Especially, I think Lundqvist won't be their guy. It's gonna be Gorgiev's gonna be the guy that takes them to the playoffs. They're gonna lose in the first round, but Zibanejad looks unreal. Jacob Trouba, it's kind of sad, but he looks insane. Who else do they have there?
Panarin, Kakko.
Kakko. I don't know about Kakko. It's
Uh,
early, but yeah.
I don't know about. I think the top 2 picks are not going to end up being the best
Really?
players career-wise in that whole draft.
And then the rest, I mean, doesn't really matter, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
Pittsburgh's gonna probably
we-
finish 5th. I'd say Islanders,
I
Devils,
see.
Jackets. Because I feel like Devils are gonna pick it up at one point.
In the Atlantic, I see. I see Tampa coming back from this. It's a Tampa Lightning. It goes.
This
Tampa.
is gonna be the only time you see Tampa at 6.
Yeah, it's gonna be Tampa, Boston, and then I'm not joking. I think Toronto is not making it in the
You don't think
top
they're gonna
3.
make the playoffs? Oh, wild card.
They're gonna be a wild card team because I could see. I know this seems weird, but Detroit has impressed me so far with their play.
You think Detroit's gonna make the playoffs?
No, I don't think Detroit, but I think
Florida.
Montreal can.
Montreal, not Florida.
Bobrovsky, oh man, that last night was a little.
6-3 to the Hurricanes.
It's 5. It's like 5-0 on like 10 shots.
Yeah. Well, did he get pulled? Probably.
Yeah, but
I didn't watch that game. I think for the Atlantic, Tampa's gonna win it. I mean, you can't really disagree with that at all. Boston's gonna be 2. Buffalo, they're not make the playoffs. So I got Tampa 1. Who do I have 2? Boston 2. Toronto's gonna be 3rd. I mean, as much. I hate
Toronto.
to say it. Yeah, I do too. But
I'd like to
I mean,
fight their fans.
that's a deep team, and I think Frederick Gaucher's like they're one of their leading scorers right now. And then so that's my top 3. Wild card, I have Florida, and then Florida's my wild card, and then the rest is whatever. Central.
So I got 5 teams coming from out of there.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Colorado,
1,
Nashville,
2.
Dallas,
Okay,
Winnipeg,
ahead of St. Louis.
and then St. Louis.
Okay. Okay, I agree.
I just don't think St. Louis is going to be the powerhouse they were the second half
no.
of the season.
But I mean, then again, it really seems like you can never count any team out.
Well, now
Clearly.
we can't unless they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
My Central, I got I got Colorado winning it, just like you. I have Dallas finishing second, Nashville third, Winnipeg wildcard 1, St. Louis wildcard 2, and then I got Chicago, Minnesota. Minnesota, I don't know.
Minnesota's gonna.
I do not like the Minnesota
They
team
suck.
right now. Pacific
I got. This is gonna be a weird one. So I got Vegas,
winning it.
Edmonton.
Okay. What, 2?
Yeah,
They don't have goaltending though.
and the Calgary Flames. We're gonna have a battle of Alberta, just like
Oh,
the
that'd be
80s
sick.
and 90s. And so they don't get a wild card. But you know what? If say Winnipeg or St. Louis doesn't make it, I could see Anaheim squeaking in at this point, or Arizona. You know, I had them as my dark horse last year, and they almost did it. So once Phil the Thrill keeps, doing what he's doing, gets going, he's gonna be fine.
I think only 3 teams are gonna make the playoffs here.
Yeah, me too. But
Vegas won. I'm gonna say Calgary. Yeah, Calgary. Yeah, Calgary's 2. I like that Calgary team. Goaltending. I don't know. The Pacific's gonna be weak this year, but yeah, Vegas won, Calgary 2, Edmonton 3. Even though it seems really weird thinking that the Sharks. The Sharks are horrible.
the Sharks have picked out word. They
right
might
now,
be a lottery team. I'm
they
not
might.
even joking. They're that bad.
But it's scary to think if they can get
They can't. They don't have a first round pick.
they don't have their first round pick this year.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think we might see an Ottawa situation.
I think
with
Patrick
San Jose.
Marleau is their savior. I'm just gonna.
You think he's gonna get
I'm
40
being
goals?
sarcastic. I think that Pacific Division. It's
It's gonna be the worst.
It's a shit show. I'm gonna be honest. You have no teams with goaltending besides Anaheim and Vegas. Like
You think Quick's done? What about Arizona? Ranta, Kemper?
Ranta and Kemper, it's good talent, but look at their record.
Markstrom?
They're 0-2. Oh, Markstrom sucks.
And they only lost 1-0 to the Arizona Coyotes, though. I mean, to the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, well, Arizona, if they could score, they'd probably be the best team in the league.
But they added Phil, the Thrill Kessel, who I have on my fantasy team.
You need to.
Is letting me down.
You need someone to play with, bro.
If they would have kept Galchenyuk, though, if they could have somehow gotten Phil and kept Galchenyuk from...
They would have had to give up Hinostroza, who's better than Galchenyuk.
That's true.
Or Keller or something, ridiculous.
But, yeah, that's. I think that's going to be all we have time for here on episode 1 of the Hockey Talk. Tune in, we'll say once a week for now, every Wednesday.
We're hoping once or twice a week.
We're gonna try for 2, but
we're in high school. We're high school students. It's gonna be tough with hockey, high school.
you should be almost guaranteed at least once a week. And we post on our Instagram every single day. I don't think there has been a day that we haven't posted.
No, I mean we've had it for 2 weeks. It's been consistently.
But yeah, just go follow that account if you want to know any NHL news. We post as fast as we can. Like I said, the second we hear the news from Twitter or whatever, we get it right on there. It's actually a really reliable source. No fake rumors on there at all. Definitely recommend you go follow that. And that's all we have time for today. Hope you guys liked watching. If you liked it, subscribe and leave a like.
Comment what you want, even if you don't have anything positive to say.
If you didn't like something,
negative
anything.
attention is attention. I mean,
anything like that works. If you didn't like something,
tell us what we can improve on.
it's the first time we've done this.
Yeah.
Oh, and the quality of the mic will get better
Yeah,
as time goes.
We had some technical difficulties.
We had some rough technical difficulties, but this is what we're working with right now.
This
And
is our 5th attempt at this, probably.
yeah. We don't even know this is the one yet, but it'll probably be the one. But yeah, that's all we have time for. Thank you guys so much for listening.